Oh, here it is at the bottom right.
We're recording. You just messed that up. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ends. Well, an in-between episode, a mini-sode, a one-beer episode.
I thought we agreed we weren't going to call them mini-sodes.
Mini-sode's bad. Who suggested that? We won't call it a mini-sode. Obviously, we don't know what we're doing.
We called it this time.
This is the first one. It's a one-beer episode. It's an episode that only gives you time to drink one beer.
Yeah.
Essentially. I don't know how long this is going to be. It might only be 10 minutes.
50
might be 15 minutes. 15? 15 to 30 minutes.
50.
I'm going to guess 50 minutes. I'm going to guess 15 to 30 minutes. But we wanted to do these miniature episodes in between our full-length episodes, for more views. Just kidding. Well, because we have topics on our mind that we want to talk about.
They just don't fill
that
up a full
maybe
episode.
more out there, but don't warrant a whole episode or too dumb to have a whole episode. And we're hoping that people enjoy that. Before we do that, I want to thank all of our patrons who have supported us and gotten us to this point where we feel like we can potentially release more episodes than just one every other week, because that's cool. And we've been talking about that from the beginning. And this is how we're going to start that. The title of today's episode is The Antarctica Bread Box.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum. I'd edit in music, but I don't got time for that. So,
So we make it with our mouths.
yeah, that's the title of this episode. And the reason we're doing this is because a while ago we did an episode just on Antarctica in general. We talked about some of the conspiracies involved with Antarctica, and we talked about some of the oddities in Antarctica, and we answered some questions about Antarctica. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and give it a listen. It's one of our top episodes, which means you might like it for some reason. Let us know why it does so good, because we'd like to know. But also, in that episode, we mentioned that on Google Earth, there is a research station. It's a cosmic radio wave research station, right?
Yeah.
It's a cosmic radio wave research station that has been built, and you can take a virtual tour of it in Google Earth.
Very fun. I suggest doing it.
Yeah, it is. What's the name of it? Do you know offhand?
I don't remember.
Well, I'll keep talking, and if you can figure that out, that'd be great. But there's a station down there. You can find it. If you go to Google Earth and you zoom out and you find all the places you can go to Street View on, you can click on these various research stations and you can walk around them. But this one in particular, that's covered in radar dishes, if you go up into the station and you go up onto the top platform and you look around, there is a large radar dish, assuming it is measuring cosmic radio waves, because that's what they do. And attached to it is a plywood box filled with loaves of bread.
What I can only assume is bread.
I'm not even assuming. I am telling you it is loaves of bread, wheat bread, by the looks of it, wrapped in saran wrap. And we just need to talk about that for a minute, because it's vastly overlooked, and people, I'm assuming hundreds of people, have taken this little virtual tour, and I haven't seen that anyone's talked about it. And there's not really a whole lot of conspiracy going on here, but we do want to talk about why there are loaves of bread attached to a radar dish in Antarctica. Because there's plenty of conspiracies involving Antarctica, and none of them have anything to do with this bread box that is there.
That's true.
Do you have the name of it?
Kind of.
Well, that's not good enough. You're hugging the mic right now. That's going to sound weird.
Oh, yeah. It feels real good. It's not Concordia. It's
But when we posted the episode a while back, we said we were going to post pictures of it to Facebook and stuff, and then we completely forgot, and then we were called out on it, which I guess is part of what comes with having more listeners, is that you get called out.
I love it.
You get called out when you don't follow through on stuff, and we don't follow through on stuff, so we got called out this time. And so we thought, what a great time to launch a whole new type of episode, is when we're redeeming ourselves for not following through with what we said we were going to do. And so we're going to launch this mini-sode where we talk about this bread box.
You keep saying mini-sode. I guess it's sticking.
Is that what I called it again?
Yep.
It's a mini episode.
Minnesota's...
No, I'm not calling it that.
You
I
just
really
called
hate
it
that.
All right, so I don't remember the name. Actually, if you go to like Antarctica research stations, it's not even listed on their like map system.
Spooky.
Yeah, I know, right? So, but if you go to Google Earth and then you skip kind of. It's the street view, but there's the little guy where you can pick him up, drag him, and drop him.
Yeah,
into
there's little
like
blue areas on
Exactly.
Antarctica where you can see street view.
Exactly. So like it's right there, kind of almost middle-ish off to the left near our mountainside area. I don't remember, but I'll give you the coordinates real quick. Forgive me, I don't give coordinates that often. This might sound terrible. No, I mean, not even in the Army did I use coordinates like this.
Oh,
so
well,
we had our own mapping
you wouldn't tell
system.
us if you did.
Exactly. So it's 84 degrees by 59 by 51 south. It has the foot and inch symbol. That doesn't make any sense to
We
me.
don't read coordinates. Just read them as they are, and
All right, so
people can take that as they will.
So 84 by 59 by 51 south, 44, 38, 16 west, 1.65 kilometers.
So before we even continue talking about the bread, which is really the subject of this episode, like I said, these are things that aren't subjects worthy of a whole episode.
No.
But I would suggest anybody go down there and take a street view look at some of these spots you can look at in Antarctica.
Honestly, they're
flat
just kinda
earthers
cool.
will love it. There's a big concrete building down there that's got the flag on it that has the flat Earth. I'm doing air quotes, the flat Earth on it, because the United Nations or whatever. There's a big facility down there that's got the flat Earth sign, and it's like right next to the South Pole. So I'm sure people can come up with all sorts of reasons for that. And there's tons of little facilities you can like walk through. And it's funny because like they've like written stuff on the boards and you can zoom in on all the little papers they have and like read what they say. But yes, on top of one of these, and we will be posting pictures along with this episode so that people can actually go and look this time. And I will follow through with this. I'm holding myself personally accountable.
I'm slightly confused.
If you are listening to this, there are pictures available on our Twitter and on our Facebook, or you can go and look for yourself. But on the second tier of this facility,
Oh, it's the roof.
it's the roof. There's a radar dish, and attached to this radar dish is a plywood box filled with loaves of bread and saran wrap.
I
It's not okay.
It
So
looks like loaves of
we
bread.
saw this
100%.
first, and we started laughing at it. And like the initial thought is, well, this is Antarctica. Maybe they're just storing their bread
out in the freezing
out
cold.
in the freezing cold, because you're not gonna have a freezer in Antarctica. You just store it outside. But
Yeah.
that doesn't explain it is attached to the radar dish, and there is a door into
the radar dish. Not big enough for a person, mind you. This is a tiny door.
It's a little door big enough for
It
a
goes
loaf of
into the
bread.
radar dish, or what appears to be a radar dish.
They're on the top of all these
And it's
facilities.
attached to that with another door that you can lock.
Yes, you gotta lock your bread up
Yeah, apparently.
from the penguins.
I don't know. And then it has a plug next to it for like a light up above. But
Yeah, I don't know. And like the only thing we microwave food. They are measuring cosmic microwaves.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal, to microwave your own food with the universe's radiation, right?
Yeah.
Or microwave.
There are like cords coming. I'm looking at it right now and learning new stuff about it as I'm looking at it. But there is a little door that goes. This box isn't next to the radar dish. This box is attached to the radar dish. And there are loaves of what I am claiming is definitely wheat bread.
No,
Dude,
see,
they are shaped like loaves
just-
of bread. There
why
is
would you need to
nothing
freeze
else.
bread?
I don't know, but well, I mean, I freeze loaves of bread. Yeah, when I go,
I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong.
No,
I'm
when
saying
I-
you're in Antarctica. Why are you freezing loaves of bread?
well, for food storage.
I guess it
That makes
cuts down
sense.
on possible power.
I just, I love it. It's got a door and everything that like flips down out of the way.
and the person who took this 360 photo specifically opened the door to show you the bread.
or at least left it open. But these radar domes are on top of all of these facilities, and this is the only one that has bread.
Yep.
It's not like this is a regular thing that's everywhere. It's just that this is the only one. And I think it's hilarious, and I would like for someone to explain it to me. But even more than that, I would like for someone to come up with a conspiracy involving the loaves of bread.
Here's my theory. It's not a conspiracy. I think they put the loaves of bread in there, open up the door, and then it absorbs the radiation, and then they can test it by cutting slices off.
That seems legit. I'd
That's
follow
just
that.
my random. Why wouldn't they use
have,
any other
like-
instrument other than wheat bread in the world?
There's
But
like
that's
foil lining on the inside of it
Yeah.
and stuff. You see the door isn't even on hinges. Now that I'm looking at it, you like take the door all the way off.
Yep.
Weird. It does
It's got
lock.
locks so
Yeah.
that what the Yeti doesn't steal your stuff.
The penguins, dude. So the
Oh,
penguins
it's
don't get
penguins,
it.
got
There
it.
is a plug. It's not 110 though.
I love that there's this giant box as well down the railing that says fragile, and then it has on it "Do not freeze" with like a little line
But
through a
it's
penguin, and it's in Antarctica in the elements.
Outside. Just
And
don't
it says
freeze
"Do
it.
not freeze."
I know. I've noticed that everything in these stations that say "Do not freeze" has a penguin on it.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's also now it's not even just about the bread; it's about the facility itself. But you can walk around, and it's funny because they're like, "This is in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
This is no man's land, Antarctica." But there is still OSHA tape everywhere. Have you seen that? They have like the tape on the ground,
yeah, yeah.
and on the walls and like around the fire hydrant and stuff. And it's like, why do these people? Why are they abiding by OSHA standards if they're out in the middle of nowhere? And why is having bread attached to your satellite dish not in violation of OSHA standards? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna eat bread that's been radiated by the universe.
I'm just really, my curiosity is absolutely piqued. Nothing has kept me awake at night longer than this. And I'm just really, I want to know. If anyone out there knows, or they see the pictures and they know, and they're like, oh, that's not bread, that's blah, blah, blah. Or they have a really, really good conspiracy theory involving why on earth they would have bread attached to a radar dish. Let us know, and we'll talk about it directly with you. Maybe in an episode. Not a mini-sode, because we don't call them that. But maybe in one of our one beer episodes, we'll talk about it.
the one and done.
One and done. That's good. It's a one-off, one and done. It's a one beer episode.
Yeah. Anything other than Minnesota.
If anyone has, yeah, anything other than that. Sounds too much like Minnesota. You know what I mean?
I know how difficult that is for you.
Yeah, if anybody, yeah, you know I have a problem with Minnesota. If anybody out there, unless you're from Minnesota, has
Jesus.
a good idea for what we should name these tiny episodes, let us know. Or if you think these are absolutely terrible and just a complete waste of your time and mine and chances, then let us know. Really, that's all I had.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go too intense with it. I just thought this needs to be shared. And so we're going to share
Bread
it.
box in
Okay.
Antarctica
Exactly.
attached to a satellite dish.
That's right. So,
And we're not talking the base. It's attached to
no,
the
it is attached to it.
like
You just got to go look at the pictures.
yeah.
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We'll post the pictures. We'll hashtag it Antarctica Bread Box. That way you know how to find it. If you have anything to comment, hashtag it Antarctica Bread Box.
Give us your
we'll
theories
find
on
it.
what those are.
Yeah, I would like to know. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do a follow-up. I almost called it a Minnesota again. It just rolls off the tongue. It's good, but I'm not going to use it. We'll talk about it. Thanks to all of our patrons. They support us monetarily. They pay for our beer. They pay for our pizza. They pay for our RSS hosting fees. And they are what makes this happen.
Thank you for following us.
Thank you for following us. Thank you for listening. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.